Hey everybody, it's been a while since I've done a video, and figured I'd shoot a little something about what I picked up today. It's November 9th. We actually had a nor'easter come in kind of early this November and dumped a bunch of snow, and it's all melting now. The temperature's coming right back up, but I had to stop at my local Home Depot today, and about a month ago I was there and I noticed that the rental department had a couple of the tillers, rototillers out front, and they wanted to sell them, and I forgot what they had for prices on them, but I ended up getting a pretty good deal on initially the initial offer was a pretty good deal on buying one of them, and I held off on it. I thought, yeah, it's the end of the year, they want to not sit on them another year, they don't want to have to wait until spring. These things sit outside most of the time there, so the paint's kind of faded on them. But guy was pretty good about showing me the records for the rentals, so I was able to see how many times they were rented. And it turns out that they don't put a lot of hours on these things. They pretty much rent them out in the spring and then in the summer again, and then the rest of the year they just sit there doing nothing. Make a long story short, I gave him a really low ball offer if I took both of them, figuring that that might sweeten the deal, but he couldn't do it at the time. I went up there today and I saw the same guy, and I said to him, I said, hey, you still got those tillers? At which point he gave me another offer to buy the two of them, and we went back and forth, and he explained to me that the offer I was given for the two of them, which I'm not going to tell you, he said that was more than he could discount them, that he's only allowed to discount so much a month. He said maybe next month he could do it, but by next month he figured that they were going to be up in the overheads. They were going to shrink wrap them, palletize them, and stick them up in the overhead racks until next spring. That's the story he gave anyways. So as I said, well, I'll come and see it the first of the month, meaning December 1st. At that point he said he would take my offer if I did it today, and so I said, yeah, sure. Of course, I had to take them as is. But I had started them when I was there a month ago. They both started up on the first pull and worked perfectly fine. Their Honda equipment is excellent. Their outdoor power equipment, their snowblowers are probably the best. If you're looking for a walk-behind snowblower, I think they're the best. And their tillers are really good. And this is a commercial unit. These are FRC 800s, I believe. They're 800s. I forget what the letter designation is, but they are, yeah, FRC 800s. They're a really good tiller, and they're made to stand up to commercial use by landscapers and whatnot, so that's what makes them the perfect candidate for rentals. And the other thing I noticed, the paint's faded on them, so they don't look so pretty, but what I noticed was this one here has brand new tines installed, and this one, the tines have been used since they've been installed, but they have very little use on them. So they're in excellent shape down on the bottom end. Lots of times, they get beat up and damaged. So when I went to load them after buying them, of course, one of them started right up and drove right up on the truck. The other one started, died, smoked a lot of white smoke. And what we ended up finding was when we drained the carb off, a lot of water in the fuel. So I think they were sitting out this last storm, and a lot of snow melt and stuff got into there, and condensation or whatnot. So right now I'm going to unload them. This is the one that wasn't staying running. It had the water contamination in the fuel, and one of the other problems that developed right while we were playing with it is that the frayed starter rope, the outer sheath, the rope gave way, so now it doesn't want to go in all the way, so I'm going to have to fix that, put a new rope on it. Okay, so this is the, calling it the better of the two just because it didn't require anything to start, so I'm going to show you how this starts. This is a cold start. Fuel on, choke on. Ignition switch is up here. And give it a pull. It purrs like a kitten. This rope's not retracting all the way, but otherwise running just fine. Some RPMs here. And the way this operates is pretty simple. You got this one lever that controls whether or not you're putting it in gear or whether or not you're tilling. So you can see that's first gear without tilling. That's reverse. Third gear without tilling. Second gear without tilling. And then if you go over to this side, that engages the tines. So that's first and second gear are the two speeds for actually tricky. So that's going to be the tillers engaged. See, they were just spinning. Well, anyways, I know that they were because I checked it. So that's neutral again. Supposed to be third gear. I'm going to go put it away for now. This is my Honda snowblower while we're on the subject. This is the machine that convinced me that Honda makes some of the best power equipment, outdoor power equipment in the world. This machine new was probably around $2,000, and I never would have thought to spend that kind of money on a walk behind snowblower, but I inherited this, and when I bought it, when I got it, I should say when I acquired it, it was in like new condition because it had been garaged its entire life and only used on a small driveway. It's looking pretty beat now, and that's pretty much the fact that I didn't have a place to store it inside. Kind of mistreated it, but why this is really sun faded. It's interesting how this really sun faded and that is still kind of red. You know, this rust, stuff like that. Wish I had kept better care of it, but that's all cosmetic. This is a hydrostatic drive. I don't know if you've ever seen a snowblower with hydrostatic drive. I hadn't until I saw this one. And what's great about this is that as you're going along, you just basically move this handle. The further you move this handle forward, the faster it goes. Reverse, faster. Further you pull this back, the faster you go in reverse. So it really gives you a lot of control of the speed on the fly. It's got the little cable drive chute adjustment here, which is nice. I'll just show you. This is cold start, choke on, key switch. I mean, just a great motor. Real easy to pull. Real easy to start. Leaning out there a little bit. I think I'm actually low on gas, but yeah, I'm running out of gas. Oh, I probably have the fuel shut off. No, I don't. I must be low on fuel. Yeah, I'm almost out. But point is, it's a great machine. The one hang-up I did have with it is the original tires that were on here were special tires, and to get those from the Honda dealer, they were crazy money. So I ended up getting these tires mounted on there for a fraction of the price, but they're a little bit larger than the original ones, so it changes the angle. The machine's actually a little bit higher in the back than it should be right now. But that hasn't really given me too much trouble. Right now I'm having a problem with it though, that it's hanging up a lot when you go forward, and that's because my skid bar, scraper bar there in the back is worn and needs to be replaced, and then the new one would need to be adjusted. So, but enough about that. So if I sit on these things until spring, there's a very high probability that I'll be able to sell one of these two units for what it cost me this November to buy both of them. So that's my ultimate goal, is to basically end up with a free rototiller, not just any rototiller, but a commercial grade Honda rototiller. So I don't think I'm going to be able to start this one because of that recoil being all messed up. I wondered if I could get a half pull just to see if it would start, and that bad rope finally just failed. So, that being said, I guess if I want to start this thing, I got to fix the rope first. These Hondas have a nice drain valve on the bottom of the bowl right here, so I can drain off the fuel from the bowl, and I'll show you what that looks like. I just drained off enough just to give you an idea of what we're looking at here. If you can see in the video, it's so cloudy, can't see through it at all, and then if I put it at the right angle, you can see the water settling out of it right there. So this is highly contaminated fuel. Decided to take the recoil assembly off so I can take it in the basement and put a new cord on it at some point. And it's just 3 10mm hex head cap screws that hold this on. It comes off easy enough.